note, I have another question from a viewer, and he asks, how long should you persevere on a business model? So if you don't see, he calls it hockey stick in terms of growth within the first few months, when is it time to pivot? Perrine, do you want to?
Yeah, I would say just one word. I think the main quality of an entrepreneur is to change his business along the road. You know, you have an idea in mind when you start your business, and then you listen to the market, you listen to your customer, you listen to your suppliers, you listen to your employees, and you change your business. And I would say it's the only way to have a long-lasting business. Because if you stick to your initial model, I have seen lots of young entrepreneurs who have stick to their to their initial business model, and they're not here anymore because if you don't conform to the market and you don't listen to the market and you don't change your business model, I don't think it's a good way to start your business. So it's kind of I think it's kind of humility posture in any way if you start your business. So you have to change.
If I may just push Perrine a little bit here and ask her to share personal experience.
Actually, I started my own business when I was a student at ESSEC, so I know Amit Bouchiki quite well. And my initial idea was to launch a game to prevent cigarettes for young people, for 8 to 12 kids, to 12-year-old kids. And now I'm running a sustainability consulting agency. So it's quite a change with the same partners, with the same team. So actually, we lived during 3 years on the game editing model, and then if we haven't changed the model, we just have closed the door, and it was the end of the adventures. And we realized that selling our expertise to big companies to communicate on sustainability was a good way to develop our business, because the money was there. The money was not among consumers, so the money was there, and it has been 4 years that we were running consulting companies on sustainability. So we are not editing games anymore, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And Sven, in your business, you've changed focus before.
Yeah, no, I think I was just reading the book called Venture Capitalist at Work. It's a fairly good book on the being a venture capitalist, and it's interestingly speaking, they were saying that 1 pivot on 10 is successful. So basically, you have nine failure amount on pivoting, and the deadline for a company to decide if they should pivot or not. I mean, the clock is the cash. So if you don't have any, like 6 months ahead of you of cash, you should not think about pivoting before, and maybe trying to raise more money to pivot. But this is, again, the chance of success. You have to have it in mind that you have only 10% of businesses that succeed in pivoting. So it's fairly dangerous.
And Matthew?
Well, 10% is higher than the chance of success of a startup. So that means your experience you get from the first failure makes you gives you more chance to succeed. But we pivoted. We started a gift box business like Smartbox in China, and we sold, but many to companies. It was very difficult. We pivoted to a consulting business. So it seems to be good to pivot to consulting. And indeed, cash was a reason. At one point, we realized that we couldn't make it with Chinese companies, so we worked a lot with foreign companies to sell gifts to them. And what's the point to be in China and to sell mainly to EADS, General, and so on? So we decided to pivot to another business.